Welcome back to my Fluent podcast. I am Daniel. This is the first episode of a new themed series, which I call the Brave 85. Why Brave 85? I'm gonna explain it to you. Recently, Luke from Luke's English podcast launched a sort of a competition, and the listeners of Luke's English podcast, by the way, they are called Lapsters, basically got the chance to send in an audio recording in which they were meant to convince the audience to vote for them. The competition is called WISBOLEP, which stands for Why Should I Be on Luke's English Podcast? So they should tell their story or basically anything they wanted, but of course it had to be as interesting as possible, and it was a way to come out of their comfort zone and just use their English language. Alright, the winner could be part of Luke's English podcast and get interviewed by him. And then, in fact, it was finally the host, Luke himself, who decided which participant passed the first round. There were 101 participants who have sent in their audio messages, and 85 of them didn't make it to the next round. Hence the name of this series, The Brave 85. So Luke published all the recordings of the Brave 85. He gave a feedback to every single one of them. You will find the link in my show notes. And yes, it would be a shame not to try to reach out to these 85 and give them the chance to tell their story. And for Luke, it was just too difficult to make an interview with 85. Well, we can all understand that. And when I was listening to the Brave 85, there was a call for help from Luke in between.
Someone start a podcast and interview all of these people, okay? There's a whole list of people just there, guests with interesting things to say. Or maybe someone who's already got a podcast. Interview these people, please.
So that is actually the background of this new series. Now let's get started with Alvaro. And I'm gonna show you which stories he wants to tackle on.
And I have to say, it's actually great how Luke is offering us this unique opportunity to tell our stories. Well, basically, I would like to share with you all 3 inspiring personal stories. Okay, so my first story is about how I overcame my stuttering thanks to the English I picked up in Northern Ireland and Scotland back in the 80s and 90s. Would you like to know the secrets? Good. Now my second story is about my professional retraining, and well, it's basically how I started my career as an architect and how I managed to become an English teacher. And finally, my last story is about how I raised my 2 children to be bilingual-ish.
So, in a minute, the interview will begin. Sorry for the long introduction, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand the background of this themed series. So, Alvaro has a lovely Instagram account in which he teaches English through short, so-called 1-minute pills. And especially if you are a Spanish speaker, you will like it. I love it. It's really great. So the name is McCourtain. I will put the link on my show notes. He has also a YouTube channel, which is much bigger. And the channel will also help you to learn English. The channel is called McCourtain's Pills. But now, without any further ado, let's get started.
First of all, I would like to tell you how pleased to, just to be part of your project, okay? You can imagine how glad I was when Luke just sent me a message, just telling me about your story, about your project and all that. And that's really good. I don't know, I like to collaborate with people, we're all parts of the same English story, and perfect. I'm all yours, and I'll be your slave for 1 hour.
Okay, yeah, okay. That is really great. I am really thrilled, and I also want to thank you for having the guts to reach out to Luke by sending your audio snippet. And you're no longer considered to be a ninja labster, I guess. Or what do you think?
I am the biggest ninja labster in Europe. Yeah. I like to just to be like hidden, then I promote Luke a lot. I really devoted to this man, to his project and all that. But I'm a ninja. I'm proud to be a ninja. Yeah.
So, Alvaro, would you please introduce yourself for our listeners and say where you come from and what level of English you have, maybe?
Okay, well, my name is Alvaro, Alvaro. But my nickname is McCourtain. Okay, that's the name that I have in social media and all that. It comes from a friend of mine, just gave me that name after I returned from Scotland. So my surname is Cortina, which is Courtin in English. And then he starts to call me McCourtain, and that's my name, okay? But, I'm Spanish. I'm from Spain, from Madrid, actually. Do I have to say my age? No.
No.
Well, and the thing is that, I think, I'm 21 or 22 years old. I don't remember quite well.
But one thing that you have to say is, for how many years have you been listening to Luke's English podcast?
Well, as far as I know, I started with when I used to take my son to the park. Now my son is 10 years old.
Oh, cool.
So,
Nice.
It will be, I don't know, maybe 9 years old. Yeah, I'm one of the old listeners. Yeah. I remember, I picture myself in the park, just sitting down on a bench, and then listening to this guy with all these stories and all that. So I don't know, 8 years, 9, I don't know, just somewhere there. Yeah.
So you're one of the brave 85 who unfortunately did not get picked for the second round, but lucky for us now, because you are here on my Fluent podcast, and I am really thankful for that. I am wondering, were you disappointed that you couldn't make it to the second round, Alvaro?
To be honest, I was a bit disappointed. Yeah. Let's face it. That was something big for me, that thing. And, but I'm not the sort of person who, just complains about that and just suffer for that. No, it's just life goes on, and that's it. That means that look for that other people were more interested, and that's it. And I still think that my stories are interesting for people. That's okay. Just life goes on. Who knows? Maybe in the future. Who knows? I don't know.
But did you listen to the feedback that Luke gave to your snippet, audio snippet?
I did.
He said something like,
"This was a really strong entry, brilliant. Also, you've done really, really well."
And then Luke said something like,
"Damn it, 16. It had to be 16, and I guess everyone's going to be like, but why these 16? It's really, really hard in some cases. All right, okay, fine."
And he rambled on, and but he thought this was really a great entry, so you can be proud of, I think.
Yeah, that's you're right, Daniel. He said that, and it's funny just to get these few words, these few lines from him. How happy kind of person just be with that, and that was good. It was really good that he had a few words, not for me, but for the rest of the people, and that was all, then just life continues, and you never know. You never know. Actually, you're a young, with you, so for some reason you found it interesting. He found it interesting. I don't know.
Have you listened to the Brave 85, to the video he uploaded?
Well, I have to say that I started to listen, but not really. The answer is no. Why? Because I'm just with other episodes of his podcast. I had some pending good episodes on my back, so I said, of course I will listen to them, but now he produced a lot of content. Then I am also, of course, a premium subscriber, and there is lots of stuff, lots of painting stuff there, and not yet. Okay, I will, of course I will.
Well, there were about 101 participants for the competition, opposed to maybe thousands of listeners from all over the world who didn't participate. And according to Luke's website, his podcast has been downloaded over 60 million times. This is incredible. What do you think, Alvaro? Why are there so many ninjas out there not stepping out from their comfort zone?
I don't know. I mean, I can tell in my case, I just feel very comfortable just being like this. I'm not the kind of person who participates and all that. I really support. I don't know. I mean, I'm a teacher, and then part of with certain students. Part of the method is just to listen to this guy. I mean, I strongly support him. Okay, but it's right from the shade, in the shadows. I mean, but then there are people that they have free time to do that, or they like to do that. Good. I do it in a different way,
Yeah, sure.
I do it indirectly. So many of the Spanish listeners, a lot of them I am behind these listeners, so I am encouraging them just to listen to this person.
So do you promote Luke's podcast
a lot
students?
A lot to certain students.
Yeah.
To certain students. I mean, you need to have a certain level of English. If not, you will probably get lost in all that. But for the people that really want to give a big boost, a big push to their English, that's for sure. I mean, it's just I say it again. It's just part of my method. I mean, it's just the listening part. The listening part. You can listen to me. You can listen to my English. But come on, you need to listen to the number one. I mean, not a gray zone, black or white. So then he's the one. I'm so proud to be one of the first listeners, and that's it. And it's just part of my family. It's just actually where just me and my wife and my two kids and Luke. I mean, it's just so I just listen to him while I'm doing the gardening, or then when I'm doing other things. I put my mobile on my in my back pocket of my jeans, and then it just follows me. So his voice.
I know what you mean. It's incredible because he has become, in a way, part of the family, because we know Luke, but Luke doesn't know us. It's a bit strange. And and I was also wondering, because in this competition there were a lot of English teachers as well participating. And I was wondering, or I wanted to ask you, so why do you still listen to Luke? Because you are an English teacher, but you gave the answer before, because he is like family, because you just like to listen to him. But maybe he's also an inspiration to you for your teaching lessons, or can you say something about that? Why do you think that there are so many English teachers listening to an English podcast, to an English learning podcast?
Well, I think that in a way, if you want to, just to maintain your English, because I mean, always the people that I'm always speak to in my classes, their level is obviously lower than mine. And then fortunately, I don't have relatives, in Ireland or in Scotland. These are the places where I picked up my English. I have friends there, but I don't have the opportunity to go there with my family and all that. So I need to improve my English. You need to listen to the good ones. And if I listen to my students, then just my English would, plummet. It would just go gradually downwards. So then, by listening to Luke, then his level is not good. His level is just simply perfect. So then you are, you're just keeping the pace. You you don't talk, you don't speak, right? But then you listen. And I always say, if you want to learn how to speak English, if you want to speak English, you need to listen to. If you want to speak English, you don't need to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want to speak English, you need to listen to English. That is absolutely essential. So if you want to improve your English, just listen to English. And it's not only Luke, it's his family. I'm in love with his father. With Rick Thompson report, with the mother, with James. I don't know. I just know the dumb family, his friends, his old friends, newcomers. So it's just part of, I'm not a fan like desperate Beatle fans, no, but it's just, I love it. I enjoy it, and I love it. Why do teachers want to do that? I guess that it's just because, in my case, you need to maintain your English. You need to just choose always the best in your life. And I'm saying, who is the best here? Come on, just let's face it. It's just this guy. Just, okay, I'm a subscriber, I give him part of the money. Perfect.
Yeah, sure. So we are super curious and eager to know about your secrets or personal stories, but we will listen to that in a minute because I have a few more questions first about Luke. So do you remember the very first episode that you listened to Luke's English podcast?
No. I mean, if I'm to be honest, no, because
there were just too many episodes that you listened. So
yeah.
But
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can tell you that one of the first episodes that I liked was about stories of his trips. I mean, I like that. I especially remember a very good one, and I encourage people, they're listening to me now, to go for this episode. I don't know if it's the first part or the second part of his trip to Indonesia.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember if it's the first part or the second part. So the second part, I'm not going to tell the end of the story. Okay, I'm not going to spoil this story, but it's just he and his girlfriend just stepping into a boat, and it was crowded with people. There were lots of people in the boat, and then they were having just some difficulties. That episode was great. Then I remember the pink gorilla story, which is as stupid as great. It's really good. The pink gorilla story.
Yeah.
This big gorilla chasing him all over the planet and all that.
This is cool because I had a conversation yesterday also with a guy from Spain, and he also told me that the story with the pink gorilla was the best. So this must be really great.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I might know that person from Spain. I don't know, but to be honest, these are the two stories that I encouraged most.
Sure.
And then so I don't know, maybe, but then the Rick Thompson report is really good. I mean, it's a very good way. He's a wise man, and if you want to get to know about what's going on in Britain, Brexit, the Scottish referendum, anything, just by listening to his father, it's really good. He updates he gives you just very good updates, and it's really good. I love him. The mother, with the books and all that. Anyway.
So and now a specific question. I'm wondering if you have any method how to get the best out of Luke's English podcast. I mean, do you just recommend just to listen, or do we have to do something?
You have to do something else. Yeah, you have to do. You need to. Obviously, I think it's just to listen to this to Luke. But how do I think that you should listen to him? This is my Daniel. In a day, we all have what I call dead moments. Okay, moments that are silly moments that you're doing your stuff unconsciously that you don't need to think. My dead moments during the day is just when I'm doing some workout during the morning. I'm doing some planks early in the morning, or if I'm making the bed, or if I'm shaving, or if I'm having breakfast alone. Moments that you don't need to think. And these moments I call them dead moments. Dead, just there is nothing interesting around. Listen to Luke. Listen to Luke, or listen to whatever you want, But these moments are while you are doing other activities, other chores, housework, whatever. Listen to him while you're doing other things. Because let's face it, there is no time to say, okay, now I'm going to listen to Luke. I've done all my stuff, all my housework, and now I'm going to listen to. No, sorry, that moment doesn't exist. You will be procrastinating this for days and days. So the moment is while you are doing other things. Are you having lunch alone? Okay, play Luke. Don't listen to the radio. It's always the same stuff. Politicians, it's all boring. Don't listen to music. I listen to music when I do northern walking. I listen to rock music and all that. But it's just if I'm doing Nordic walking. But if I'm at home just doing all these things, that's the perfect moment. And that's the moment when you take advantage of these moments. Otherwise they would be, just doing nothing. That's where it's this combination.
Okay.
Dead moments, silly moments, and
Great.
look, in my case.
Okay, so and now let's head over to the actual topics that you wanted to share with the Labsters. And now you're going to share it here on my Fluent podcast because you have really great and interesting topics. And the first one was how you overcame stuttering. I wanted to say that in my case, I also stutter from time to time, also in my mother tongue. And it has different reasons, but I can't put exactly the finger on it why. But I guess when I am very nervous or so, or when I'm not feeling comfortable, then I begin to stutter. There are, I guess, different stages or levels of stuttering. Maybe you could also explain about that, because I don't know very much about stuttering, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I think this is an interesting issue. Not because I know a little bit about that. No, it's just because some people are suffering from this, and this is the kind of thing that people don't. I don't know. They don't feel comfortable just sharing these. These kind of, I don't know if you call it disorder, or you don't feel comfortable. It's not nice. So just people remain quiet and all that. And I like just to flag it up and then say, let's talk about this, whoever wants to listen to this. So in my case, obviously, when you get nervous, well, first of all, there are several levels of stuttering, okay? There are several levels, okay? Mine was a mild level, okay? But enough to be uncomfortable and enough not to be able to speak in public and all that, okay? I would panic if I had to speak in public. If I had, not now, but if I had, I would definitely panic. The thing is that the whole thing started just when I was 13 years old. When I was 13 years old, my parents decided to send me to Northern Ireland, okay? And so I went there, 13 years old. My English was new. It was just horrible, terrible, a disaster. And, just stuttering here. I didn't feel comfortable at school. You don't find your place in a way. So then I went to Northern Ireland. And then I found out that I could start from scratch, that I didn't have a past, that just people, I was just myself, just people. And then, and this is all speech therapists know about this, if you sing, you cannot stutter. You cannot if you sing.
Oh, yeah, I have heard about that, yeah.
If you sing, yeah, try it. Dear listeners, if some of you are stutterers and all that, try to sing and you will never stutter, as far as I know, okay? As far as I know. So the thing is that in Northern Ireland, I don't know if you've ever been there or if you know the accent there is very melodic. It's very, let's say, I'm going to do some, now it's all rusty and all that. But hello, where are you going today? Well, now my accent is a mix of Scottish and Irish. So, but now it's, hey, are you planning to go there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to go there with you.
I love that. I love that pretty much. How they speak. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to imitate things. And then that's the accent that you can't. Remember that my English was absolutely null. It was really bad. Then that's the first accent. And then I felt myself like singing. Yeah. So all you have is just to imitate the melody and all that. And I was just like singing. Now my Northern Irish accent is terrible. I know that. Sorry for listeners from there. But it's like that. And so when I returned to Spain, I started to stutter again.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, I took the plane to Ireland, and the stuttering is all gone.
But how many years passed?
Only 2 months. Only 2 months. Okay. Yeah, a long summer. Yeah, only 2 months. And then back to school, back to Spain, back to your past, back to normality, back to that. And then stuttering, comes again. Then next summer, again, back to Northern Ireland. All the stuttering is gone. Again, fly back to Spain, and so on. And then there was a moment that my parents, then I started to go to Ireland, okay, just to the south, to the Republic of Ireland. And then for summers, 3 months every summer when I was 15 years old, 16, 17, 18 years old. And it was all the same, Daniel. It was, you go to Ireland, the personality changes, but your accent changes. It's very melodic. And then back to Spain, and then same routine.
You must have hated it when you came back to Spain.
Well, yeah, it's not really hate, but it's just a family and all that. But then, so that is when you start to become bilingual. Bilingual, in a way, it's not bilingual. I don't like to say bilingual, bicultural. I love that word, bicultural. I mean, if you want to speak good English, don't eat Spanish food. If you want to speak good English, dress like them. If you want to speak good English, just listen to their music. And so you become bicultural. And here in Spain, I was writing letters, not every day, but three or four times every week to my friends there. Your first girlfriend, your first kiss, your first thing was there in Ireland. And then, so in your mind there was this fight, between Spanish, stuttering, English, let's say, perfect in a way. And then finally, I just have English in my head all the time, music and all that. And the stuttering, I started to gain confidence. Confidence is very important. Confidence. One of the worst things you can have if you're stuttering in your life is if you have someone, unfortunately, I had that person close in my life that, in a way, sometimes just mocks you, or it imitates you. That is the worst. Remember the movie, The King's Speech? His brother, remember? Do you see that movie,
No, unfortunately
Speech?
Not. But
come on, Daniel, it's a must.
Okay.
The King's Speech. The King's Speech.
I will watch it.
Yeah. So that's the way that step by step I overcame my stuttering. And now if I speak English, I would never stutter. It's very, very rare, very strange, But if you get very stressed out, if suddenly I remember when someone just broke into my house and they robbed part of my, just you get blocked and all that, and then just forget no English, nothing can. You can't deal with that. You're really excited. You're really nervous,
But do you think then that it was a confidence issue or a confidence thing that provoked your stuttering when speaking?
It was a lack of confidence. It was a lack of confidence. And then saying, hey, there is another language that if I speak that other language, I would never stutter. So I've always had this other window, this other room in my house. This other place where I could say, wow, this is cool. So I like to imitate people. It's just to, I like to sing. I like music. I love English. It's just let's go for it.
Yeah.
But remember, my English was absolutely null, useless, completely useless. And now I say, let's go for the accent. That's why I just, many people say, but you don't sound like Spanish. You sound like from other places, but your accent is now Spanish. It's because that is my, let's say, it's my life jacket in a way.
Yeah, like an alter ego, like another personality.
Yeah, that's why now you can read Al McCourtain. So I have like two names, So I have, then, and that in my case, that's how I overcame this.
This is so fantastic. I can't believe it that I am so lucky to listen to you and Luke missed this opportunity.
Who knows? Maybe if he listens to this, he say, okay, I will think it twice. And I would love, not for me. I think that there are people that would like to that stutters, that I feel alone. I feel like nobody understands, what's going on in my head and all that, and say, yeah, I understand you. We can share this stuff and all that. Yeah.
So, and then you were always going to Northern Ireland and then back to Spain. For how many years did that go?
When I was 13, and it's just, I think, as far as I know, I went 2 years to Northern Ireland, and then when I was 15 years old, 16, 17, and 18 years old in Ireland, in the south, in Ireland. And then to come to Westmeath. It's a It's just right in the middle of the country. And then I went to, and this is part of another story, and then I went to Scotland, and then I went to Glasgow just to study architecture. I had a grant, an Erasmus grant there, and then I went to Glasgow to do a year of architecture, and that is where you improve your English and you speak like it's not a street English, it's a more university, more formal.
That. I see.
So that's about it.
So that is a good point you're making by saying architect, because this is actually the second story you want to tell. So I don't know if we switch to the second story or if you want to add something to the first one.
No. It's just if someone stutters around you, never point that out, never remark that, never highlight that, and then you need to understand the lack of confidence that is going, that is underlying that lack of confidence. Sorry, but it's that, and then languages, accents, music, I don't know, but confidence is the base. Sometimes it's very, very, very hidden. Sometimes it's not in the first layer. You say, no, but I'm very, very confident. Who knows what's happening in the basement, or not in the facade. Apparently you're both.
So
I don't know.
Did you also work specifically on improving your confidence? I mean,
No.
Intentionally in some sort? Or
No.
was it just you were living abroad and it was like a new start, and
that had to do. I remember when my parents again decided to take me to a different school. Okay, and that was great. That was great because I could start from scratch in Spain. In Spain, I could start. I didn't have a past, and then from that year on, I was different. It's just people just estimate or just considered me, and people valued me, as I was in the present, not in the past.
Yeah.
And then no. It's to change. I mean, you need to change. If you do the same things as you're doing when you starter, stay with the same people, stay in the same place. Everything is the same. Nothing. Things might not change. You need a change. You need a click. You need to do something different. Boom.
Okay. And you are a full-time online English teacher, and you were, as you mentioned before, in the first place, architect, and you could become an English teacher. And we really want to know everything about that. So maybe you could start from the time when you went to university to study architecture.
Yep. That is the degree that I always wanted to study. My father was an architect. He's still alive. He's retired, and I so just architecture was in my blood in a way. I did the degree. It took me 10 years on average. Believe it or not, 10 years is the normal time just to get this degree. And great years, great friends, great everything there. And then I was so fortunate just to get an Erasmus grant to go to Glasgow. That is great. Again, the thing of changing, the thing of moving, the thing of going to a different place, which is something that I have to say that with all this Brexit shit and all that, the Erasmus grants are over.
Yeah.
I read it on the newspaper the other day. It was, oh my goodness, what are we doing with Europe? There's no more Erasmus grants to, Scotland, England, and all that. But anyway.
Yeah, and it's also Erasmus. It's only one thing of 1,000 things that is over. It's like a chain reaction, this Brexit. Yeah. Don't let us go too far into that rabbit hole.
So the thing is that I became an architect, and that's perfect. Just doing buildings, and projects and all that. Perfect. But then in Spain, I don't know if in your country, but in Spain in 2008, just the telephone stopped ringing. In the studio, it was collapsed. I remember it was February, March 2008. And then the situation was getting worse and worse and worse. Then I saw myself there is a moment when you touch the button, when you see yourself going from street lamp to street lamp with one of these flyers, with some sellotape, sticking it around the street lamp, just saying, okay, what can I do in my life? A boy is coming, my boy was coming, my wife was pregnant, and I had nothing. I went broke.
Okay.
So I had nothing. And then, okay, what am I good at? Am I good at, I don't know, just teaching whatever. And then there was a neighbor here. And then I decided to speak English to my son since the moment he was born. Okay.
Yeah.
That was one big thing. So our, let's say, mother tongue is English. Okay. And then people heard you with their speaking English and all that, blah, 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 blah. And they say, hey, would you like to teach? But I'm not a teacher. But as an architect, I was very happy. It was really hard. You just think of, you're an architect, you've been working as an architect for 10 years or so, just building things, doing things, great things, making money. I don't know, and then nothing, absolutely nothing. So then you had to be trained. You had to say, okay, what else can I do? You need to do something. I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
I have no method. I have no nothing.
That is quite hard because you loved to be an architect, right?
Yeah.
And
You're an architect. It's the only thing that in life, just building things, making projects and all that. My father was an architect. All life was spin around architecture.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah.
You need to, and just shit happens. I mean, this recession was brutal in Spain. I insist, I don't know in the rest of Europe. In Spain, it was terrible. And then when you see yourself, Daniel, as I told you before, going from street lamp to street lamp, just with this, and then keeping an eye on them so that no children would play with them, these things that you write down your telephone number and all that. And then it's just to see if they are still, on the street lamps.
Yeah.
When you left them the night before and say, I have nothing. And then, pues, then
So, but one thing brings the other because, as I am not mistaken, it was a coincidence, right? Because you were speaking to your son in English and other people could hear that and they suggested to you that you could become an English teacher, right?
Yeah, they said, would you like to teach my son?
Yeah.
Then I say my favorite answer, okay, I will consider it. It's not yes, it's not no, it's okay, I will consider. And then I would just go up to my wife and say, they told me that. He came up to me and they said that. I say, and I know nothing, about grammar. My English is, so you need to say, okay, let's start, let's do something. And then one thing leads to another. And I remember the moment. When it was like a turning point. I remember that day. There was a turning point, and then from that day on, just my career took a different way in terms of English, and my life really changed completely.
And did you take some exams?
No. One of the first things that I tell my students is like, okay, I'm not qualified. Okay, no, I'm not qualified. It's just when people talk about Cambridge, whatever, nothing. A1, A2, C1, C2, B1. No, I've got nothing.
And
nothing.
So where do you teach, or are you on a platform like I took your?
No. It's just self-employed. It's a word of mouth thing, and just people say, okay, there is a guy here.
Yeah.
I mean, but one of the good things, and I take advantage of that, Daniel, is just to say, I'm an architect. I have nothing to do with teaching English. But so my background is different. The way I approach English is different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different. So it's like, okay, so I don't have books. I just love to teach that, but from a different approach. And believe it or not, it's just, if you're not an architect, but an engineer or whatever, the approach is different. The point of view is different. Your method, the way you teach things and all that is just different. And that is not a weakness thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that, in a way, I'm proud of that. And I say that, on purpose.
So
I say, I'm not qualified.
One-to-one?
Always.
Yeah. And yes, I think this is pretty unique because you don't promote it. It's
No, I
just
don't exist on the internet.
word
I
of
don't
mouth,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a word of mouth thing.
It's really great. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah. I spent some time to remove every single track of myself on the internet. It's just no.
But what about if one listener wants to have a lesson with you? So there is no way?
He would contact me, and then I would just adapt to his, rhythm of life, I would see, and then it would be an online class.
Okay, I see.
It would be a face-to-face class. And now with Instagram, I would like to change that because obviously I would like to have 5 people or 4 people at the same time. It's cheaper for them, but it's better for you.
Yeah. So was there never a point where you wanted to be an architect again, where you wanted to work as an architect?
People have asked me that on several occasions, and the answer is clear. Definitely no. Okay, no, never.
And how come?
I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable here. Working as an architect is not as nice as it looks, or sounds, or seems. It's then so you don't have only this. You not only have this phase, this designing phase, and all that. Then you have to fight in a way against, these regulations, many things. So the beautiful things of architecture is very little. It's very little. And then talking about money, they simply don't consider you. They ask you for discounts and all that, and the responsibility is very big. It's really big. Whereas now, as a teacher, listen, you need your English. I can teach you.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You need to be responsible for this and take it or leave it. And then this is the price agreed. I've never had any, just problem with this. I had lots of problems with clients, just working as an architect. And with these people, people consider me, people appreciate what I'm doing. They value you. So no way.
Yeah, it's strange what happens in life, but sometimes I believe that it was really hard back when it happened, the economic catastrophe. But now, many years passed, I think for you it was a chance because
it was great. Yeah, it was
maybe
good.
you were unhappy now if you were still an architect.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't want to say, I refuse to believe all these thoughts that everything that happens in life, like if the destiny had this for me. No. It's just shit happens, things happen, and then you take away, you are responsible for what you're doing. And that's it. You make right, wrong decisions. And here I am, just having this nice conversation with you. And here I am.
So the third topic, you already mentioned it briefly, raising your children bilingually. It was a clear decision that from the first second on, you wanted to talk to your children in English. And
yeah,
only in English or Spanish and English?
Just English.
No.
This is one of the things, and I give good advice about this to people who are raising who are planning just to have children. Yeah, this is not easy, okay? Because I've seen, I'm not going to say terrible things, but I've seen things that are definitely not right. Daniel, if you make that decision, okay, if you say, I go for it, I go for it, okay? There's no regrets, because you could cause a serious damage in your child's brain if you mix languages. So the thing is that the key thing of all this is that always same source, same language. So if you go for English, you will always go for English, at least until he turns 5 years old. That is when the brain has divided, has the 2 grammars, in my case, English and Spanish. Till then, there's no way back. No way back. All right. So daddy speaks English. Mommy speaks Spanish. The tablet speaks English. In my case with my children, this is crucial. The tablet tablet is a tool. Mobile phones are tools, okay? And with a tool, Daniel, you can do great things and you can do terrible things. A hammer is a tool.
Yeah.
With a hammer, I could destroy everything or I could fix everything. So it's a tool. So mobiles, the tablets and all that is always in English. It's as simple as that. The boy is not going to say this is English or this is Spanish. The boy is just going to say, boy or the girl, is just going to say, the tablet speaks this. Granny speaks this. Daddy speaks this. And the environment where I am living speaks this. So the thing is that go for it. And then when they turned 5 years old, around that, if there were people around, then I start with Spanish. And I mix. But once I am absolutely sure that in their brain, they are making this, differentiation. This is English, this is Spanish. If you mix that, if the same person speaks English and Spanish, I would never do that. I have a close case in my family who did that. And it's not nice at all.
Sorry guys for the interruption. If you like this episode, you might also like episode 71. Listen to this.
This is Matt from the Spoken English Code, and you are listening to my Fluent podcast. I learned my Italian in the street. So speaking about learning languages, I did not take an Italian course. You know what I struggled with the most? This may sound funny, but in the first year, I think, was learning English grammar. I was not the best teacher in that first year, for sure, because I had to learn how to explain. And communication is always the most important thing, not the grammar.
And now let's get back to Alvaro.
So the thing is that, I don't know, the rule is very simple, Daniel. It's very simple. But you need to be persistent. You need to be naturally persistent. It's natural. You turn on the TV. If you're watching TV, I can watch it in Spanish. But if my boy is watching TV, it's definitely in English. And there is this magical moment. And the magical moment is that when your kids ask you, Dad, teach me how to switch into English with a remote control. And that moment happens.
Okay.
And then they say Walt Disney or they say Harry Potter, everything in English. They speak Spanish all the time because it's the language of environment. They speak Spanish. So our conversation is so funny when we're out on the street. It's just
I see. I love
Spanish.
that quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gone through that or if you've done that, but always stick to one language. So don't worry if they go into another house and then they see TV in Spanish. Perfect. But the TV that is at home speaks English. That's the thing. And then they start to, and I'm perfect. And now you need to not to listen. Now you need to see. When my children see television, and I say, are you understanding that? Go and translate what he said. He said, Dad, please, I understand that. I don't know how to translate that, but I understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
In my case, my father talked to me in Spanish and my mother in Swiss German. And the television was in standard German.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. And English, where did you pick up your English then? I mean, where was English in your life?
Well, it came very late. When I was about 17, I had English lessons in school, but in school they don't teach you a lot. I picked it by listening to podcasts and watching series. So it's just a hobby of mine because I don't know any person in Switzerland who I need to speak in English to. So for me, it's a great passion because I love languages in general. We also had French in school, and Italian is also an official language. So it's just a passion of mine.
Perfect. But why are you doing this, Daniel? If I can ask you that, I mean, is this a hobby? I mean,
Yes,
is this
yes, it's a hobby.
That you like that?
I love to podcast, and I began with this project in 2016 because I didn't get the chance to speak in English. The very first episode, I had to jot down every single phrase because I was not able to speak freely. And then it was a decision of mine to make the podcast and to interview people. And this is my method how I could improve my English speaking, how I could begin to speak freely and become more confident, because I am an introvert person, very shy and so on. And this enabled me also to come out of my comfort zone. And it also helped me in my real life. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a passion. It's a passion. Yeah.
And so it's quite recent. I mean, it's just 3-4 years. I mean, it's not wow. It's
yes.
It's great. I don't know if you think I don't know. I mean, you can count on me. If you want me to on other occasions just to talk about my methods or the 1 minute pills that I have. Or my
that would be lovely.
Just feel free to ask, or I don't know.
Because actually, I have jotted down some questions also about the 1 minute pills, because I had a look at your Instagram account and I found that really great and inspiring. So maybe we can have a chat on another day. Then we have more time.
Perfect. If you want me to share my method, the way I teach, or perfect. I mean, just feel free, please, to get in contact with me, and I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
Thank you very much, Alvaro.
Great. And
it was really great this hour. It may sound strange, but I am happy that you didn't make it to the second round.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Well, I don't know. It's just come on, Luke, do something about this.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm all yours, okay, for the next time.
Great.
Just feel free to contact me. And if you want a second part, more specific about English methods, methodology, or different ways and all that, perfect. I'm all yours.
Thank you so much, Alvaro. And have a good lesson.
And and Happy New Year. All the best for you, and hope to see you again. Okay?
Thank you so much. So be prepared, guys, for the second episode, but it will take us a little while. In the meantime, you can have a listen to my Fluent podcast. I mean, to the other episodes, of course. Thanks for listening, guys. And to finish up, here is the feedback Luke Thompson gave to Alvaro's 2-minute audio snippet, which he has sent in for the WISBOLEP competition.
Thank you, Alvaro. And I feel like I need to make a comment after this one too. This was a really strong entry. Brilliant. Also, you've done really, really well. Oh, damn it. 16. It had to be 16. And I guess everyone's going to be like, but why these 16? Why? It's really, really hard in some cases. All right. Okay, fine. I can't keep on justifying myself like this. But anyway, Alvaro, that was great. That was really interesting. I can hear a bit of Northern Irish accent in the way you speak English, which is lovely. And also, well done for overcoming a stutter. That is very challenging and amazing that you've done that. I'm impressed by you.